How will congressional gridlock over extending the debt limit affect the Obama-Romney race? That's what we'll talk about in this video. There is a hidden weapon the Republicans have that they can deploy against Obama in this legislative battle that's going to come up, the remake of the battle we had last summer over increasing the debt limit. See, what happened was Obama fought like crazy for a higher debt limit, got it, and then he spent so much money he ran out of room. He needs a new debt limit increase again. So he comes back to the Republican Party, and the Republicans say the same thing they did last time, which is, we will only increase the debt limit if you cut spending by more than we're increasing the debt limit. That position won last time. Boehner stuck to his guns, and the Republicans are saying it again. And again, the Democrats are saying we want a clean debt limit bill, meaning no cuts, just give us more room on the credit card. A phone in and ask to raise our credit limit. Their fallback position, of course, is, oh, we'll do it, but you have to increase taxes on rich people, even though that would be a tiny drop in the bucket, about $70 billion a year, in a deficit of $1.3 trillion. Just a political, symbolic measure that they're doing in order to have a place to stand in this fight. The result will be gridlock. In July and in August, you're going to see a reenactment of what happened last July and August, when the Democrats in the Senate and the Republicans in the House simply will not get together on a bill. Now, the actual fall off the cliff when the debt limit runs out is probably the end of December, same time the Bush tax cuts expire. But because the Republicans are pushing this agenda early and the Democrats have no choice but to respond, there's going to be a play in the summer. And the summer will raise the prospect of gridlock all over again. And many people will say, well, will Obama and the Democrats in the Senate win, or will the Republicans and Romney and the House win? And they'll look at it in that context. But that would be the wrong way to analyze it. The fact is that Obama has a big growing negative among Democrats largely, among liberals, among his political base, which is he can't get anything passed, that he can't stand up to the Republicans, that he can't defeat them, that he can't get his programs through. A perception of weakness, incompetence, inexperience, a sort of Jimmy Carter kind of complex that seems to be descending on Obama. And he hopes, Obama hopes, that the Republicans can be portrayed as greedy and protective of the rich and stubborn and ideological. But in fact, what's happening is, even if that's true, even if that's what people think of John Boehner, the Speaker, he doesn't have to run for re-election in any contested district. What they are going to be focusing on is that Obama can't get it done, that under him nothing happens, there's just gridlock. And that begs the key question, which is, what would he do in the second term? What would he do in the next 4 years? And the answer comes back loud and clear: gridlock. And a lot of voters would prefer to see things done the Republican way than to see nothing done at all and everything to be gridlocked and deadlocked and Washington to be incapable of responding to these challenges. And I think that congressional gridlock over the summer will do a lot to drive voters to Romney, and will do even more to keep Democratic voters at home. Because what's the point of re-electing a president who just can't deliver, who's too weak or whatever to be able to make it work? Very interesting, a new front in the political wars. I wanted to mention to you that Father's Day is coming up on Sunday, and we have our book Screwed, Sunday the 17th of June. Our book Screwed, I think, would make a great gift for Dad. There is a one world movement that is growing throughout this world and throughout the Democratic Party to force the United States into treaties that would hogtie us for the future. UN regulation of the internet, a global environmental protection agency, UN mandated gun controls, a prohibition against going to war unless the Security Council approves it, a law of the sea treaty that supersedes the U.S. Navy in adjudicating naval disputes, requires us to transfer our oil wealth to the third world without any compensation in return. These are all coming up for approval in the lame duck session of the Senate that's going to meet after Obama is defeated and after the Democrats lose the Senate. And what'll they care? They're defeated. They'll vote for this stuff because they can't get any worse. They're out of office. So we have to mobilize and fight this because they can't approve these treaties without Republican votes. It takes 2/3 in the Senate. And read this, give it to Dad, and get him busy to write letters and stuff to Republican senators to stand firm on these issues. And by the way, if you go to dickmorris.com and order it through them and click on it, I'll sign a book plate for you for Dad. Thanks a lot.